I've got a little confession to make. This part of the process I'm least sure about, but I'm trying to do what seems reasonable. I need to fit this tuyere into this segment. So what I did, of course, was put it on the sheet after it was all laid up, outlined it with the knife, and cut around that. I've tried to make it not a tight fit because I want to be able to replace that tuyere if necessary, and I'm pretty confident that backup of the area with wool will prevent any leakage. I did thicken up the wall around the edge of the opening, thinking that that was probably the right thing to do given there'll be expansion and contraction and heat stress, and especially this corner I was careful about to thicken up because it seems like it is at the greatest risk. I use little sausages of rolled up blue ram like this and put it into place. I found that if I paint the blue ram with just a little bit of water, that makes healing of the added piece onto the blue ram easier. It just seems to stick better and so on. Once that process is all complete, then there does tend to be a bit of a skin form on the blue ram from pounding. You can see it looks pretty smooth. And I've noticed that when heating the blue ram with the weed burner, that it can blister if you're somewhat aggressive with the weed burner. So, since I made my last segment, I purchased this pounce wheel, so-called, online. It's used in sewing, I think, for transferring patterns with carbon paper, etc. to fabric. But it's a very nice tool for perforating the blue ram. You just run it back and forth like so and make a lot of perforations in the blue ram. That'll let steam out and help prevent any blistering. The blistering, it really wasn't much of a problem before. Whenever I noticed one start to occur, I just press it back down with my fingers, and I cannot see on subsequent looking at the panels that I made that there is any residual defect where that blister was. But I did read someplace that about raking the blue ram or otherwise trying to break up the surface to prevent blistering, and it seems like this pounce wheel ought to be a pretty good way to do that. So it seems to work real easily. I don't think there's any real science to how you do that. I have no idea how close to space the holes, but I don't think those holes in any way are deleterious to the strength of the blue ram, so that's what I did. At this point, the tuyere does fit in pretty well. All the edges have been trimmed up so that they're neat, and I pressed the corners in with my fingers. I did thicken up the ends here just a little bit because, again, I feel like those ends are stressed, but this main body is a 1/2 inch thick. So next up, I'm going to remove all the wood components from the form and fire up the weed burner, and we'll cook this one off. I've already shown a video of that, so I think I won't repeat that here.